Hey guys, welcome to the Vault. Leon and Pierre here. We are back with some more exclusive content. We have brought back Phil and Britt. They were guests on our last episode of This Week in Caps. Today, we're going to be focusing a little bit more on the app that they invented. We're going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory and how it works and where you can get it. So, Pierre, take it away.
Well, they're more than just guests on our previous show. These are two fantastic people that we've had the pleasure of knowing. So, and on top of that, they've done something pretty cool. So, I can't express enough how many times I've had people reach out to me and say, "How do you inventory? How do you keep it?" For me, it's a much different monster than most. But a lot of folks are just looking for a great inventory solution to kind of collate and keep track of their hats. People try Instagram, they try all these different things, but I think Britt and Phil have struck gold here in terms of how to do it in a way that's efficient. Um, it makes sense. It's easy to navigate. I mean, for God's sakes, I had my 75-year-old father navigating it, and he figured it out. So, I mean, listen, that's an important function, right? Is to be user friendly and to have an interface that's easy to kind of deal with. But then we're also going to do a demo at the end. But before we get there, I first want to compliment Britt on her hat choice. I mean, she went with pink with the yellow under. I went pink with the red under. And we didn't even call each other first. I mean, it just happened. This magic just happened.
No synergy.
Yeah. And I can also tell by the name on the Zoom that Britt wears the pants in that household because it doesn't say Phil, it says Britt.
Well, we on her computer, and also I wear a kilt every once in a while for like that maybe 2% heritage that I have.
Oh, nice. Well, I don't wear kilts. So and I don't think Britt wants you to tell people you wear kilts either. She was so upset.
He does not. He
doesn't, right? But why don't we do this? Why don't I start by asking a few questions before we get into the demo? Because I think people would like to know a little bit more about how this came to fruition. So you want to share a little bit about how the app came to be?
Sure. I'll go first. So I have an IT background. That's what I do for a living. So Phil started collecting a lot of hats. So I think he had like 75 at the time, and it was just getting ridiculous. Every day he would just pull them all out, and they'd be on the couch and on the bed. It was just messy. And then he was talking about writing on little sticky notes, like, "Hey, I'm gonna write down what I have in this bin." And I'm like, that just sounds horrible. So since I work with databases, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make him like a database. And then the database became, you know what? Let me make him an app. So I took out all his hats, made an app, just made it. So I mean, the names I put in were ridiculous. I put in like bird hat, hat with leaf, whatever, just to get some content in there. And he went through and had to rename everything. But I even made him like a little memoji as the face. It was just called Phil's Hat Organizer. And it was just something simple that, he could just store his hats in and search through when he felt like it, so he didn't make a mess in our bedroom.
Wow.
And so
that's the prep. That's a pretty cool start to an origin story. I'm interested to know how many bird hats Phil has, but we'll allow Phil to kind of share a little bit too of the background.
No, so bird hats, all kind of like
the puppy,
skull puppy. Oh, it was great. So long story short, she says to me, she says, I got something for you for your birthday / Father's Day, but I'm done with it. So I want to know, do you want it early? I said, well, yeah, now that you brought it up, I don't want to wait. And so she hands me my phone, and I'm just looking at all these hats. And I'm like, well, this is kind of cool. It's a nice collection of hats. Like, I wonder, is this a new place where I can buy hats? I'm always looking for new places. And as I'm scrolling down, I'm like, wait a minute, these are my hats. And she's like, yeah, those are your hats. And I'm like, what did you do? What happened here? And she said, you can't just be writing down notes and stuff because you're going to be changing your hats all the time. So I made you a database so that you can kind of have everything on your phone. And I looked at it, and I said, I got up, I hugged her, I kissed her. I was excited for about a half an hour, just looking at my hats.
And then he disappeared.
And then I disappeared.
Organizing all his hats.
Yeah. And then I called Rob and said, I got something you got to see. And, and then the rest is just history. And then from there, I basically said, Britt, we've got to do this. Like we have to do this and make it because other people need it. She's like, I'm not doing this for other people. I've said, no, we have to create an app for others to be able to use and have this same type of function.
Britt thought you were suggesting going to people's homes.
No, I just thought it was ridiculous I didn't think anyone would want to have it. I just got it for him because he's not the most organized. I'm like, why would I invest money and time it took me like a few days to kind of get this together. I'm not going to do what you may do for all your friends. Like, no, that just sounds stupid. No, I don't want to do that.
And so
it was like 2 weeks of convincing.
Yeah, I had to convince
flowers
her. Like,
and
no, I don't think you understand. Like, this is something that the people need,
Yeah.
And not just the hat community,
it could be anything. It could be Funko Pops. It could be just about anything that you want to collect, right?
Right. That's what we put 5 collections in there, because that way you can collect whatever you want, because we noticed in the groups in FHS that the same people who collect hats a lot of times collect shoes, sneakers. A lot of times they collect baseball cards, they collect pens.
You're right, man.
They collect Barbies.
The versatility. Yeah, that's Leon. Leon actually does, he collects holiday Barbies.
I used to collect holiday Barbies. Okay.
I'm not the right demographic to be collecting Barbies. So
yeah, I'm just playing. Leon. No, but Leon, wasn't there someone that was collecting like sports like Barbies?
Someone's dad collects NBA. Well, Barbie's wearing NBA jerseys.
Yeah, it was like cheerleader Barbies or something for each NBA team.
It's very niche.
Yeah, very specific community that does that. So, this is a pretty good story. But what else? What else before we get into the demo? Because is there anything else you'd both like to share about the app itself before we get into the demo?
The app, so we call the first app, we call Phil's Hat Organizer, just like the prototype, because it was very basic. It just had like a few links of his favorite places, so he can go right there and just click on like, Lids or Hat Heaven or wherever he wants to buy his hats from. And then there was a calendar, because he forgets jobs all the time. Like, he'll text me while I'm at work, hey, order this hat now, I'm in a meeting. Like, what? So it would have like calendar reminders where it would just automatically take you to where you need to buy the hat from once you set it in there. So we decided to add that feature in the app. We have like a lend out feature. So if you have like a lot of tools, or you have something that people, you loan out often, you can lend out that thing, and then it'll, remind you like, hey, so-and-so was supposed to bring that back on Tuesday. And you can put notes in like, don't ever let Pierre borrow this again. He messed it up, things like
Every
that.
now and then I lend Leon my sense of humor.
Sometimes it stays longer than others.
And sometimes Leon lends me his charm. So, maybe we can put that in the app too. But I love this. I love it.
We also added a marketplace.
Oh,
we
yeah.
figured people would like to buy, sell, and trade things. And even though you can sell on other platforms, we don't charge anything to sell. If you want to sell, go right ahead.
That's awesome.
We just want to provide a place where people could interact with each other amongst, just collectors, and just go to town, and we feel like people will really enjoy this app,
No, we love it. And, we both played around with it quite a bit, and we've had others that have played around with it and kind of explored, and they love it too. So the more we can share, the better off the community will be. So why don't we do this, Phil? Since you've unlocked the magic of on-screen demo here, how about you fire this baby up, right? And then Leon is going to ask some questions to help show the power of the Real Collectors Only app.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. We look forward to it.
Cool. So during your guys' kind of like market research and kind of figuring out like what people are looking for to sort out, you guys had mentioned what type of filters we can kind of look into each other's collections. So I'm interested to kind of see how that works first and foremost. So is it easier to start with the team, or?
It's Leon, it's easier to start wherever you want, because
Okay.
I'm just going to type it up here in the search,
Okay.
and then you'll see it pop up, and then we have other filters that we can apply as well.
Okay, cool. So let's start with the team. We know that your hometown team is the Detroit Tigers. Let's go there and see what you got.
You better have some good shit, man. If not, I'm kicking you off the show.
So 57 items.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
You got your estimated value and your estimated purchase value. Sometimes I feel like that value creates a lot of anxiety sometimes for collectors if you see it as a whole number, but cool.
Yeah.
All right. So are we able to filter like now, whatever this is, let's say, navy blue hats.
So right there, if I want to go that, I will go right here to color and add navy. And then anything that is navy along with the tigers shows up. So now you have 32 as opposed to where it was the 57.
Got it.
Okay. And then can you, okay.
No, go ahead, Leon, go ahead.
And then you can filter it even further down, like let's say purchase from lids.
So when I go right there, I'd have to do it a little bit differently like that, but you can give me one second. So I got to go back to here. Sorry. Lids. And then when I do that, get rid of the navy and I go with label. What happened there?
You typed in free.
You're swiping. Swipe or no swiping. That's a Dora the Explorer thing.
We got kids, so I'm familiar. So now,
all right,
awesome.
That has the lids purchases, the navy, and the tigers. So you'll get to see what I got there.
Awesome, man.
And the good thing about this is since he has bins, like if you have shelves or whatever, you can label it however, but he can pull up all his hats that are in bin 16 and know exactly where they are. So
what's in bin 16? Can you see that?
You can, yeah. So
you can
go back. Yep. So every time you add a storage space, it just puts it in here.
Oh, that's so cool.
So bin 16.
Oh wow! Okay. All your
premium,
fear of God.
The premium
that's where you put. That's where you put like all of your streetwear stuff.
That's cool.
Sorry about that.
And you can label it how you want. So it doesn't have, like he likes the bin numbers. You can label it like my cool hat shelf, whatever you want.
Yeah. I saw one was like closet, so that's cool. Like you can kind of just remember where everything is.
Oh, look at that. That's Negro League hats, right?
Yep.
And you can also rate your hats. So let's say you want to look at all your 5-star hats or your 3-star hats.
Oh, that's cool.
You can, put your own rating on there and sort it and filter it that way as well.
So if you're looking for all your best hats, you can do your whatever star hats, and then it'll tell you which bin to go to find those hats, your favorite hats.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So if I clear everything out.
Yeah.
And then I go high to low in terms of ratings.
Yeah.
You didn't clear everything out.
I didn't.
You need to go there.
See, that's why you need a strong woman in your life, Phil.
Oh, because you got it on bin 17.
There you go.
The whole while you guys are demonstrating this, Leon's wishing he had a girlfriend right now.
What?
A powerful woman behind him.
Invent me some apps.
I think if you had a girlfriend right now, she'd be kicking your ass to clean up down there.
And so these are all anything that I rated high, and sometimes, whatever it is, anything I rated high is up here because I rated it from high to low.
I have to say, I don't agree with one of those hats being a high rating.
I knew I was going to get that. And then I
just saw one that was a little suspect.
Go from low to high, So
okay, yeah, you have that pillbox down low. All right, so these are the ones you shouldn't have bought, is what you're saying, right? At the bottom there. Oh, look at that pillbox.
What's your lowest rated hat, Phil?
My lowest rated is like a 3-star because, like I figure like some hats I just need to have, but they're not the best in my.
That Lakers hat is pretty terrible.
That hat is
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. It's because I'm a Celtics fan.
Let me tell you something. I'm a Pistons fan, so normally I don't buy too much Lakers, but I wouldn't have bought this hat. But it was some spot. Was it My Fitteds? They had like a mystery box, so I said, all right, let me try a mystery box. This earlier on in my collecting, and that's what I ended up with. So I'm like,
you know what a mystery box is? It's the clearance stuff they can't get rid of, so they just hide it in some random box.
Yep. Hats that didn't get sold. I know, but I figured, you know, what happens? I might strike gold, right?
Yeah, you might.
And I might not. So there it is.
All right, cool. Let me see what you have for the Red Sox before you go.
Oh, what happened there?
You exited out. You clicked down.
I see.
You got a new TikTok follower.
Yeah, Phil is killing the TikTok game.
Phil, you don't strike me as a TikTok guy.
I'm doing my hats of the day.
He's trying new things.
This so the stop screen share is right there.
Where the X is. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, search that.
Give me a second. I'm gonna do it a different way. That's the
right.
beauty about this app. You're not stuck with it. So here we go. Maybe I am stuck with it. God bless it.
Just do Boston Red. I'm sure it'll come up, right? No?
Yeah.
If you just type in Boston.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, right there. Let me just see the Boston ones.
Well, you also got the Boston Bees and other.
Yeah, that's okay. I can look at it. Wow. You got more Boston stuff than I would have imagined.
I like the Boston stuff, but I can't wear too much Red Sox stuff. You know what I mean? And then you already know I don't wear too much red, but I bought this one up top because it's the AI thing.
That's the Allen Iverson practice hat.
Yeah. So I figured, all right, I'll grab that one.
Plus you don't own any Yankee hats, so you got the Boston and the Yankee colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I do have a minor.
That's a hat heaven hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
My fitteds in here.
You know I have a problem when I know where every hat comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see right there, purchase from, it's all in there. I labeled it, price I paid, I hit the wrong price there, self ratings, the date that you bought it, all that stuff.
That's awesome, man. All right, let's take this down because I want to talk to you guys a little bit more before we wrap up. That's fantastic, man.
Here we go.
I love it. A
lot of filters.
Thank you.
But this is what people are looking for. Like if you go in right and you put the right data in there and you organize it the right way, that can become extremely powerful.
You can have your whole collection, no matter what it is, at the palm of your hand.
Well, frankly, I can't. There's too much for me, right? But what I'm using it for, though, like Clink Room, like different segments of my hat collection, that's what I'm going to use it for.
Yeah.
So like that sort of thing, and I'll probably do it with my sneakers because the sneakers is definitely easier to deal with than the hats that I have. But this is powerful.
I'll tell you a secret. As we were creating this app, we were looking at each other, and as we're going through it, we said we need to make something powerful enough and good enough to where Leon, Pierre, and others, other heavyweights like you all would be able to use it effectively.
This is true. Your names both came up in a lot.
Yeah. Hey, I believe it's powerful enough. The problem isn't the app, it's me. So like being able to, but I'm sure after playing with it and looking through it and whatnot, that it would work. The problem is the data entry I would have to do. You know? So what I'm going to do is segments of my collection, like Clink Room or like streetwear, things that I can do in portions. And then maybe I start going a little bit deeper. It's going to be a lot of work, but for those that have even a couple hundred hats, or 100 Funko Pops, a couple hundred hats, and like 75 bobbleheads.
Mm-hmm.
That's doable, man. I mean, you can go in there and get that done in a weekend if you want.
Yeah. That's the one thing we didn't do, and it's no big deal. Like I was going to show like how to input a hat, how quickly
that's so easy though, honestly.
Yeah.
But I think the key is with the inputting is to make sure that you're putting all the data points that you want in order to create a great search. So if it were me, I'd be like, all right, what points do I want to make sure? What sort of labels or tags do I want to make sure are included with every hat? All those different things, and do it right. Set up what you want. And like, it could be side patch, no side patch, or, red logo, or, whatever, man, flat embroidery, not whatever it is you want to put in there. Get it right, figure out how you want to filter all this stuff, and then it's going to make it even more powerful when you go to like search things. It's a well thought out, well designed, very a very useful companion for any collector. For this purpose, hats, but for any collector, you know. So I wanted to applaud both of you, Phil, for really not doing much, other than other than bugging her to bring it, you know. But no, but all honesty, you two worked very well together. It sometimes it takes a little bit of motivation from your significant other to kind of push something to market. And you know, Britt, you had a great idea. You wanted to please Phil and kind of help him along with what he was trying to do, and also your sanity. But then Phil for kind of prodding this along and making sure that this made it to the mainstream for other people to enjoy. For me, this was a powerful time spent. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. We're going to drop the details, everything that everyone out there needs to know about the app, where to get it, that sort of thing. And even some like tutorials that exist, like a quick video that kind of takes you through it. But I think the best way to learn is just to play with it. You know, sign up, download this thing, sign up and play with it. Any last words before we move on, Britt and Phil?
If anybody has any questions about the app, we are definitely accessible. We're not, you know, a company of 2,000 people. It's me and Phil. So if you have any questions, we're pretty quick to email you back, or you know, send you communication back if you don't know how to do something or whatever. We're more than happy to help you.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Love it.
When you do sign up, for some people, it goes to your spam account because there's an email verification. But check your spam account, tap that, and we've been pretty successful. Haven't had any issues with that. So thank you all for having us on. We're excited, and we hope that you all are excited too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And tell the people what's the easiest way to get this. Where can they get this?
Well, Real Collectors Only is in the App Store, and it's also in the Google Play Store. So if you just search Real Collectors Only,
okay.
We also have a website that has QR code on there if that's easier for you. There's also links. So that way you can just send the app to your phone, however you want to do it. Pierre, you said you're going to put the links down there, so
it'll all be in there.
Refer a friend if you like. You know, there's availability in the app that'll let you do that in case someone can't find it on the Play Store.
Okay, perfect.
When I said I'm going to put it in the description, I meant Leon was.
Oh,
I download the video and then Leon's going to put all those links and stuff in there.
Yeah. I'll make sure it's tagged right.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Leon, big fella, take us away.
Yeah, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. Please subscribe to our channel. Check out our podcast, available on all major streaming platforms. Until next time, stay fitted. We out.
See you, everybody.
Peace.